Members of Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, Great University, NOUN, Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu, Principal Officers of the University, members of Senate, staff and students, graduating participants, family and friends, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have a program which begins at 4:55 p.m. and ending at 5:55 p.m. The first item here is procession. We would now like to invite the graduating participants and the other layers of the procession to enter the arena. Done with the procession. As you can see, it's a minute to 5. We in the National Open University of Nigeria were known for our diligence and adherence to time. So it's now for us to get the national anthem and NOUN anthems. And at this time, I would like us to rise for the national anthem, followed by the NOUN anthem. Shall we be seated? Move on to the next item on our program for today. That's a word of welcome from me and brief details about this short course. On behalf of all the facilitators, I welcome you all to this virtual graduation ceremony of the first phase of the Special Quality Assurance Training Program, SQAT 1 of our university, on setting up and managing e-learning platform for quality university education. What are the objectives of this program? Now, in 2019, the Council of NOUN and the Senate of NOUN together set up a framework for the NOUN 2019-2022 transformation agenda. So this training program has been set up to strengthen the capacity of NOUN staff to be able to do three things, among others. We strengthen their capacity to deliver courses that will lead to significant improvement in the quality of our graduates. We want our graduates to be the most sought after in the whole of Nigeria, the best graduates that Nigerian university system could ever produce. We also strengthen the capacity of NOUN staff to deliver the best open and distance learning programs in the whole of our region, that's Africa. And now that COVID-19 has struck and ODL appears to be taking center stage, state governments, universities are looking for trainers, those who will train their staff, those who will train teachers in our states, in the states, secondary school, primary school, in how to better deliver ODL. Which university to turn to, which place to turn to, not all these private people, but to the best university, best open university in Africa. So we are training our staff to be master trainers that will train Nigerian universities and the entire school system in delivering quality ODL. Our goal, that's the goal of Council and Senate, which we arrived at in 2019, is that within the next 4 years, that's from 2019, now we'll produce the best graduates in Nigeria in what I've called the flagship programs. The phase 1 of the program has the following courses: BSc Criminology and Security Studies, BSc Computer Science, BSc Entrepreneurship and Business Management, BSc Mass Communication, and BSc Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution. So this training, Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, is to strengthen our capacity to deliver these programs, these flagship programs, which we call programs of excellence, phase 1, so that no university in Nigeria can beat NOUN products in these 5 programs. Now, we are already moving on to the phase 2. We're already preparing the programs that will come to phase 2, so that in another 10, 15 years, all the programs offered in NOUN will be flagship, will be programs of excellence. It has been 3 weeks of very intensive training, daytime, nighttime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Indeed, only yesterday, the Vice Chancellor said, oh, this is very grueling training, very intensive. It is not training of come and do PowerPoint, just flash PowerPoint, but active, hands-on. We had 158 participants, which included, by the way, members of council. Our Vice Chancellor was leading from the front. The registrar of the university was there. Deans of faculties, heads of department, professors, academic staff from all our 81 study centers spread across the country. They all participated for academic staff. By the way, the admin staff will start their own training on the 26th of October. The overall idea is that by the end of November, every staff of NOUN, from cleaner to chairman of council, will have been trained and all ready to roll out this, our machinery of quality delivery. Now, the contents of the course you will see here, very loaded, activity packed, hands-on, no theory, And when we completed, and I invited experts from all over the world to come and see the virtual learning environment that our staff prepared, they said, no, that is not possible, that this will take normally 6 months. But I told them, Nigeria has the best human capacity in the whole of the world. Just give us little opportunity, and you see how we'll flower. So we went through this using the Vice Chancellor's word again, grueling experience. And at the end of it, when we had our 40 facilitators from all over the place, mainly from NOUN and elsewhere, we had to get into the decision category, you got to score 400 out of 500. That's 80%. Ladies and gentlemen, that said, let me move on now to our Vice Chancellor, who will give us his remarks. Is no other than Professor Abdallah Ubadamu, who led this process from the front, who made funds available with his management to implement this program.
General, good evening, everyone, and I would like to welcome you to this. I have only 2 words that explain exactly what we are facing here: paradigm shift. Those of us in science and science education will know what I mean by paradigm shift. Today is a paradigm shift not only in Nigerian education, but also in African education. It is a paradigm shift in the delivery of ODL education. Further, prior to this, all our focus has always been on how to develop course materials and give it to the students. And our only conception on online learning is to make sure that our course materials are available as PDF files located on our servers and students can download them. This is the first time we're actually engaging in a virtual learning interactive environment with the students. And this, therefore, reflects a significant paradigm shift, not only in the value of education, but also in the use of technology to deliver education in a remote location. It also makes it very possible for us, not only just in National Open University of Nigeria, but also other ODL institutions in Africa, to provide offline and offshore education to other parts of the world. And with the proctoring tool of examination, we can also do our remote examinations. So this not only is a paradigm shift in the delivery, it's also a paradigm shift in policy. This is because our policy makers will also now have to begin to understand that education is no longer something that can be caged within a particular location, within a particular environment. Education is something that moves in and out of borders. It's not simply not located to a particular condition. COVID-19 has given us this particular opportunity. Let us seize it. And we have started. I'm very happy that this transformation agenda is the spearhead of the end of my tenure in this university. We have spent the last 4.5 years trying to make sure that the university becomes a university through policy controls. Now, finally, we have moved on inwards and trying to see how we can really truly convert it into an ODL super mammoth machinery. And we'd like to thank the Facilitator General for initiating this and facilitating this. And also, I would like to tell the audience that he has done all this pro bono without being paid, without expecting to be paid. His reward is the fact that he has made an invaluable contribution to the paradigm shift in Nigerian higher education, particularly virtual learning and online learning. So I would like to thank you very much and congratulate all the graduates, including myself, even though I have only credit. But I don't mind having a credit so long as my staff were able to get a lot of distinctions. I'm very, very happy that more people have distinctions than I have. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a signpost. I just simply lead the way and show people where to go. So I would like to congratulate all those with distinction, congratulate those with credit, including myself, for credit. I would like to also congratulate those who pass. I would like to congratulate those who fail. I would like to congratulate all of us because the spirit is that of involvement and most importantly, understanding what we are here for. So once more, thank you very much and congratulations. We look forward to the next graduation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. I'd like all of us to please applaud this #1 Vice Chancellor in the university system. Proceed to take the graduation lecture. We went all over the world, all over Africa, to look for a graduation lecturer. And our net caught a very big fish. The person of Professor Goski Alabi. Professor Goski Alabi, you probably noticed the Nigerians mean that Alabi, we think it as Yoruba, it's not. Fully thoroughbred Ghanaian. She is a very rare breed. The if you're looking, searching the world for the best in quality assurance in Africa, the best in quality, total quality management, you'll find Professor Godsky Alabi as your first choice. She is the president of one of Africa's leading, I think it should be the only one, private open university, and that's Lawe Open University in Ghana. It's my pleasure to invite Professor Godsky Alabi to give us lecture on agenda for making Africa take leadership in delivering quality.
To first of all acknowledge the Council of the Nigerian Open University and also the Vice Chancellor of NOUN, Professor Abdallah Uba Adama, our own Facilitator General, our Professor, Distinguished Professor Okebukola. When you have Professor Okebukola as a mentor, the world opens up to you. And I want to thank you, Prof, for mentoring and guiding me in the higher education landscape in Africa.
Thank you.
I also like to acknowledge my very special colleagues who have gone through the program and are graduating today. I would like to speak on all established protocols, particularly our friends from the media. The theme for today is Agenda for Making Africa Take Leadership in ODL. And I feel particularly honored to be invited to speak on this theme because it's most timely for us to take our rightful place in ODL, not only in Africa, but in the world. To touch on this subject, permit me to link it to quality, which is what we've been discussing for the past 3 weeks. And for me,
we are doing graduation.
Quality, I believe that there are two things that comes into my mind. So as I was saying, when it comes to quality, I have learned over the years that quality for me represents two key things. And these are, number one, relevance, and number two, acceptability. So what is it about relevance? The question is, how are you impacting your world? How are we impacting Nigeria? How are we impacting our communities with what we teach and learn at Nigerian Open University and in open universities across Africa? And most importantly, how are we impacting our students to change their world? And so this is the relevance of quality. And at the personal level, when it comes to relevance, I like us to ask a few questions. There are 4 key questions I consider the quality questions. And these are, number 1, who am I? Who are you? In the grand scheme of things, what is your role? Number 2, the question is, what am I doing here? So if you find yourself in Nigerian Open University, what are you doing there? And how are you doing it? What are the methods that you're using? And how are those methods working? So the third question would be, how do I know that what I am doing works? And this would be the question of assessing what we are doing to know whether it works or it is not working. And lastly, how do I change in order to improve? So these are the 4 key questions for me when it comes to the issue of relevance. Now to the issue of acceptability. Quality is all about acceptability. no matter how good you are, if you're not accepted, if what you offer cannot be accepted, then we have not been successful. And so it's always important to ask ourselves, am I acceptable today? And to be acceptable, you need to know the needs of the people. You need to know the requirements of the people. You need to know the expectations of the people. And you need to understand the standards with which people operate acceptably. The interesting thing for me about acceptability, which I like us to consider going forward, is the fact that when it comes to acceptability, it's never about the here and now. It is always about the future. It is always about how do we ensure that tomorrow we can be acceptable, because what is acceptable today may not be acceptable tomorrow, because needs and expectations continue to change. Realities continue to change. Today, COVID has brought us the new reality. So times have changed, and how do we change ourselves? And so basically, changing ourselves is critical. And when it comes to that, we require a learning spirit, a learning culture, a learning organization. Many a time, as organizations, we do not develop the learning culture. To develop the learning culture, we have to learn, first of all, to share. Number two, we have to ensure that we allow people the space and opportunity to make mistakes and make corrections and improvements. When mistakes are seen as grounds for punishment, then it becomes very difficult for people to innovate and take lead. Basically, this is about the learning space. But to conclude, let me say that there are three key ways I have learned that we can learn a thing. The first, they say, is by finding out, which is the noblest. The second, they say, is by doing a thing, which is the most costly. And the third, they say, is by learning from those who have gone ahead of you, which is the easiest. I recommend, as we plan and learn to take leadership in ODL in Africa, to use all three learning cultures. First, we have to learn by finding out. Number two, we have to learn the costly way by investing in ODL, investing resources and capacity in ODL, which you have already taken leadership in doing. And I commend the team and the facilitators for the great job done, and particularly NOUN for the strategic leadership. And lastly, say that when we stand on the shoulders of other people, the Africans say, when a dwarf stands on the shoulders of a giant, that dwarf is likely to see further than that giant. Let's stand up, let's share, let's collaborate and ensure that we see further than we can see today. I congratulate all of us. Thank you and congratulations.
Of certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, as the VC said, we have the graduating participants in three categories. We'd now like to present those who earned distinction. To earn a distinction in this course is like a camel through the eye of the needle. Very grueling course, as the VC said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3 solid weeks. To get distinction, you got to score 80% of the 500 available marks. That's 400. Now, if you can see on my screen, I'm going to read out the names. For distinction, you can see 499, almost getting the everything, like perfect score, 499, 499, 495, and all of that. Akonbiemu Adetola Okoye Anthony, Ofulue Christine, Joktan Grace, Mark Ozigbo Adobe, Olawale Mutiat, Amusa Jamiu Oluwadamilare, Ebodage Frank, Mayowa Debara Oke Ogene, Odishika Vivian, Afolabi Moriliat, Agbo Aderonke, Awulumate Samuel, Joseph Shehu, Elizabeth, Aneto Gloria, Eyisi Joy, Shehu Isa Adewale Lubiyi, Ailaku Ugonna, Opateye Johnson, Samaila Mande, Oluwaseun Babarotimi, Umar Aminu, Inegbe John, Juliet, Bankole Abayomi, Johnson Blessing, Sufyan Jelili Babatunde, Aje Ifeoma, Olaniyi Monioluwa Omolara, Salisu Shanwil Bala, Aje Famuyide Olufunke Ayilara. Still more distinction. Ian Helen, Wamen Felicia, Katagun Bilkisu, Oha Diura Miriam, Abba Angela, Oyebwenyi Faith, Chuku Maureen, Agama Ferdinand Onwe, Okagbare Gregory, Akonde Rotimi Michael, Badmos Ayodeji Muideen, Bukar, Simeon, Ofoa Dorothy, Okparaduru John, Salau Ibrahim Olatunde, Tijani Hakim Ibikunle, Kelikome Genevieve, Opala Angela Ebele, Igwe Ukwoha, Olajide Arise Temi, Njoku Nduka, Are Folashade, Yaro Lami, Oshimele Francis, Uchechi, Anene Francisca, Iyanuku Julius, Owolabi Josiah, Aleton Uduak, Dike Amos Uzoma, Fatima Yinfoluke, Ekweme Loveth, Uzo Igwe Comfort, Oko Johnson, and George Gadafur Joshua, Oshiku Maya Olufunke, Saliu Oluremi, Okonkwo Lucy, Botswat Isaac, Bamidele Olasupo, Oluyide Oluwaseun Okeke Mabel, all earned distinction, gold medal. And you notice I just called their names without their titles. Most of these people are professors and doctors. So congratulations to you. Move on now to those who earn credit. Credit will be from 250 to 399. To get 250, not be small thing, I tell you. So those who are in this category are Ogoko Emeka Mbanefo, Mary Rose, LM Grace, Marafa Abdulaziz Aminu, Akujobi, Alero, Ubosi, Ihuoma, Alawode Yetunde, Onile, Adedapo, Adeyemi, Dalong, Okpadotun Grace, Adebanjo, Adekunle, Orie Erima, Omada Joseph, Suleiman Abubakar Garba, Eya Patrick, Ekuti Bethel, Obasi Sunday, Ishaya Martins, Mustafa Rahim Adejoro, Ogbonna Sylvanus, Ishola Christie, Ibeme Nwa Anekwe Marcelinus, Oyewande Oluwatoyosi, Onwogbo David, and Adamu Abdallah Uba. To all of you, one and all. Then, Professor, and so on. Now, for the past category, we have Philip Tachin, Akpata Funke, Kadiri Kayode, Adebayo Babafemi Richard, Job Gabriel, Akpeno Temilola, Disu Akim, Sogolo Godwin. And we have the last category, which would be honorable mention, Abisu Yomota, Adigbola Eunice, Afolonsho Adinrele, Aino Josephine, Alabi Tim, maybe it's Temi, Alhassan Godwin, Awakalo, Chukuma Nnena Nancy, Ejembi John, Ibrahim Muhammad, Ige Faith, Ihuoma Chinwe, Imam Aliyu Usman, Ishola Timothy, Kalu Nkata, Kele Henrietta, Mafiana Chiedu, Mundi Nda, Obieji Doris, Ofodu Patricia, Ogundiwe Oluyemi, Ogunleye Bamikole, Okoroewu Gideon, Koronkwo Michael, Kwoli Mercy, Oshoba Benson, Osuji Uchenna Sydney, Saidu Rosemary, Sani Garba, and Ukweze Auguste. Now, our facilitators from all over the place, all over Nigeria, all over Africa, they are also appreciated. These are their names. 37, 40 in total. By the way, they are also worthy of. Now we go on to the next item. As you can see, now we are wonderful. 5:35 p.m. award of prizes. If you check your time, it's exactly 5:30. So this is how to run a university prompt and efficiently. We thank our Vice Chancellor for this leadership. So award of prizes, ladies and gentlemen, we have prizes for the best participant in each faculty. For agricultural science, we have Grace Jokta. Arts, Christine Ofulwe. Education, Adetola Akonbiemu. Health sciences, Frank Ebodage. Law, Olufunke Ayilara Aje Famuyide. Management sciences, Adobe Mark Ozigbo. Sciences, Monioluwa Omolara Olaniyi. Social sciences, Anthony Okoye. Council, Isa Stereo. Yeah, go to see. Now, for the best lesson videos, we thought we'll just have a handful. And we actually have over 90 participants that scored 100% in the lesson videos. It was quite exciting for us. And in fact, I had to invite the Vice Chancellor of Open University of Tanzania and some of his staff, some IT and ODL experts from Canada and from the UK to come and watch the videos. And they were all amazed. So you'll be getting your prizes, all the 90 participants. Now we have special awards. The most inspiring participant in this training program is our Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdallah Uba Adamu. He wins the special award for the most inspiring participant. And then the most committed participants are Professor Emiola Olubumiola Olaopa and Alhaji Garba Sani. These are members of council. You would think that members of council will not be part of it, but they came to every lesson for 3 weeks, for 7 days in the week, 7 days a week, 24 hours in a day. They were busy working on their virtual learning environments. So they win the most committed participants award. We're moving on, and we're going to take remarks from 3 participants. We're going to ask the best participant from Agricultural Science Faculty, Grace Joktan, to take a minute to, it's like a valedictorian's address. Arts, Professor Christine Ofulwe, and Education, Adetola Akonbiemu. It's now my pleasure to invite them to address us, telling us their experiences.
Chairman and members of council, the Vice Chancellor and management team of the National Open University, and my colleagues. I want to appreciate the Facilitator General and the University Management for mounting this special quality assurance course. At first, it was actually tough and working and having to work late nights and so on. But I realized the importance and relevance of the training. I made up my mind that I will do whatever it takes to build and improve my capacity on best practices in ODL delivery. I also realized that for Esther, it is not good enough that I participate, but that I must excel. I have learned within the course of this training how to create and host my virtual learning environment, how to make videos, to host them on YouTube, as well as hyperlink them to my virtual learning environment. I've also learned how to enroll students and to support students through the learning support services. I've been able to assess my students and also to share with them their performance within the course of our interaction. The skills I've learned in this training will help me improve on my courses in the Faculty of Agri, and it will also help me better conduct my activities at Esther. For Esther, building capacity on ODL delivery is one of the areas of our focus. That you have been able to set a standard for us to follow is very important for us. We have been able to learn how to have a fully interactive online training that builds hands-on skill. And Esther will leverage on this training going forward to do other mandates of the program. I wish to thank our Facilitator General, and also to say that we will continue to look up to him to help us chart the way forward on all other activities that Esther will have to do going forward. Thank you for all the skills we have learned.
Thank you so very much, Professor Grace Joktan, the best participant from the Faculty of Agricultural Sciences and the director of our ISTEL. That's a World Bank Center of Excellence. We're going to take on Professor Christine Ofulwe. Professor Ofulwe, please take the floor. If she's not ready, then let's take on Dr. Akonbiemo.
The members of council, the Vice Chancellor, the Facilitator General. This is a privilege for me and quite unexpected, but my remarks are few. As I reflected on the experience, if there was one discipline and field that requires you to continually update your knowledge and skills, it is the discipline of open and distance learning. I'm currently on sabbatical, and I've used part of the time to do just that, update my knowledge and skills. Prior to this training, I had completed 2 other courses, one on taking your course online, offered by the OUK in collaboration with ACDE, and the other blended learning practice offered by Common Learning. These courses equipped me with the skills to redesign my courses and their delivery for an online environment. So for me, this particular training on using Moodle was a natural next step to put into practice what I had learned in those courses. So much was covered within a very short time frame, and I found myself sleeping at 2 a.m. on a number of occasions, but just to meet up with the deadlines. But I must also thank my peer support group in the presence of Professor Inegbedion and Dr. Adeshino Adiwali for tolerating my late night calls. NOUN began her digital transformation journey almost as soon as she was resuscitated in 2000. There have been several milestones in that journey, and I consider this as one of such milestones. I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor, the Management Council for supporting this initiative, and above all to thank the Facilitator General for his passion in driving this initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Christine Ofulwe. We'll now take the third and the last of the participants who are representing the others, and she's from education, Dr. Adetola Akonbiemo. Over to you, madam.
Good evening, members of council, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdullah Uba Adamu, English Professor Okebukola, professors and non-members of staff. I must say that it is a privilege to speak today, and I would like to appreciate the Vice Chancellor for putting up this training. You have done a great job. This few weeks taught me how to manage responsibilities within limited time and how to be diligent. I've had to adapt to the deadlines, staying up late at night to make sure that I submit the assignments. And it has brought out the best in me, and I'm grateful for that. I would like to say thank you, sir, to Professor Peter Okebukola for pushing us. You pushed, you encouraged us, and then the NOUN gave us this privilege. So I'm grateful. This is a milestone in my life and in National Open University. I look forward to National University being the ODS in Africa.
All right, this thing is failing now. Your audio is failing. Video. All right. Would like to thank Dr. Akombiemu for that for her speech. Listen to the remarks by the three participants. We're now getting on to the announcements part of this program. Close of ceremony, NOUN Anthem, National Anthem. So by way of announcements, I am glad to let you know that immediately after this ceremony, we are going to have refreshment. And then by 8 p.m., we are going to have the dinner. The dinner is both the dinner and the refreshment will happen by email attachment. So please check your email box shortly after this for your refreshment. If you don't find it in the regular mailbox, check the spam mailbox. You find your refreshment there. Then by 8 p.m., check again. You're going to find, because it's a 4-course dinner. So go there and you'll get your dinner as email attachment. You know, we're talking about everything virtual. So our refreshment and our dinner, our graduation dinner, will be electronic. Now, the certificates are ready and will be sent to all of you today. Before 11 p.m., you're going to get the electronic version of your certificates, and then you get the hard copies later. The second phase of this program will kick off on the 16th of November, and it's going to be very, very exciting. We'd like to thank all members of council. I'd like to thank our Vice Chancellor, our guest speaker, and all of you who found time to be with us today to be part of this ceremony, including members of the press. Now, we're going to take I'm pleased to bring the ceremony to a close, and we're going to have the anthems in reverse order, and then we'll take the recession.
University of Nigeria.
procession in reverse order. Visitors at NOUN facility next week. You will see the best for university in the world. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of this ceremony, and may God continue to bless our efforts. Thank you, and bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.